Champagne for the pain. Remember cold nights in the rain. Nigga, me and you, we ain't the same. I give my life for the gang. Got 2 chicks, give me brain. And I don't even know they name. Cause the switch time on the watch. And the whole key on the chain. Niggas like to talk hot until you been a nigga block. A janitor, I keep a mop and keep shooting when he drop. The 50 shots automatic. Killer when I woke up, let him have it. Cause for the bands, I'm an addict. I'd rather pound over plastic. Niggas know it's Gucci world. I don't spend my money on girls, but spend my money on girl. Champagne till I earl. You tryna take me down, they undercovers, but I keep my head above waters. Selling whole thing, fuck quarters. Pay the camera, everybody source. When I'm out, do what I do. 45s, no 22s. Big shit'll blow you out your shoes. Dead nigga go and make a move. Designer belt to hold my big tool. Jewels and phones, no designer shoes. So many guns, I could pick and choose. You make the front page, nigga, all the news.
Oh shit, what's up? I had to do this one before I crash out. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna get this later on, probably tomorrow night. You know what I mean? But I did this when I did the other video. So, you know what I mean? Just putting that in the atmosphere. This right here is from my partner, Jesse. You requested evidence of Jim Dean and throw it all away. You know what I mean? Live. We're gonna get right into this shit right now. Let's go. Sorry for the hold up, my G. You know you my guy. You know what I mean? Let's get right into it, though. Let's go. Y'all caught that, nigga? I'm nice. You not. I'm nice, nigga. You not. Shit, nigga.
Let's get it. Live from California. What's happening?
My G.
What's good, man? On behalf of all of New York, I have to apologize for this freezing weather we got you in here, but
you are redeemed. The weed has been amazing.
I think you're going to make it hot in the booth.
Always
so
is.
Check it out. I'm Jason Rodriguez. This is Evidence live at Vevo. He has this amazing new album, Whether or Not. It's available now on all streaming platforms.
My man.
Great production by Knots, The Alchemist, DJ Premier, Evidence himself.
Sam I Am.
Krondon on that Bad Publicity. Ooh, that verse is crazy. Ev's pen game is poignant as ever. I'm excited. We're going to talk to him all about that. But more importantly, he's here to perform, so he's going to light things up. Let's just get it started right now. Jim Dean.
Let's go.
Jim Dean.
Shout out to Knots. VA all day. CA all day.
Okay.
Rhyme sayers. Dilated peoples. Here to save the day and steal the game. It ain't a crime if you don't get caught. I know names who move in the same. But staying out the way, we get away with a lot.
Okay.
Go. My quiet thoughts at night can turn rowdy. Light bulbs and bright ideas can turn cloudy.
Ooh, I gotta hear that again, my nigga. I gotta hear that again.
His pen game is poignant as ever. I'm excited. We're gonna talk to him all about that. But more importantly, he's here to perform, so he's gonna light things up.
As you should.
Let's just get it started right now. Jim Dean.
Let's
That's
go.
Right.
Shout out to Knots. VA all day. CA all day. Rhyme sayers. Dilated peoples. Here to save the day and steal the game. It ain't a crime if you don't get caught. I know names who move in the same. But staying out the way, we get away with a lot.
Okay.
Go. My quiet thoughts at night can turn rowdy. Light bulbs and bright ideas can turn cloudy.
My quiet thoughts at night could turn rowdy. Bright thoughts and bright ideas could turn cloudy. I think that's what he said. I'm gonna rewind it back a little bit. So what?
Let's go. Shout out to Knots. VA all day, CA all day. Rhyme sayers, dilated peoples. Here to save the day and steal the game. It ain't a crime if you don't get caught. I know names who move in the same. But staying out the way, we get away with a lot. Go. My quiet thoughts at night can turn rowdy. Light bulbs and bright ideas can turn cloudy. Big dreams even if they doubt them. I never wasn't sure if I wasn't sure about them.
Big dreams even if they doubt them. I never wasn't sure if I wasn't sure about them. Gotta go back a little bit. Shut up.
It ain't a crime if you don't get caught. I know names who move in the same. But staying out the way, we get away with a lot. Go. My quiet thoughts at night can turn rowdy. Light bulbs and bright ideas can turn cloudy. big dreams even if they doubt them. I never wasn't sure if I wasn't sure about them. This is not your thing, this is ours. Gangsters got this thing about flowers. Rappers got this thing about power. Bitter and sour. Gossip at the top of every hour. I'm walking in the rain off the Jim Beam. Dreams broken on the boulevard, Jim Dean. I get a grip for bars like a Jim Beam. My eyes redder than the rosters on the swim team. Whether or not.
My eyes wetter than the roster on the swim. Michael Phelps. You know, when you swim, your eyes and everything get wet. Your eyes wetter than that, money. Oh, shit, I gotta go back for that bar. Hold up.
Jim Beam. Dreams broken on the boulevard, Jim Dean. I get a grip for bars like a Jim Beam. My eyes redder than the rosters on the swim team. Whether or not. Rhyme Sayers Entertainment. Shout out to Alchemist. New York is cold as fuck. Knitting Factory tonight, let's go. I ain't thinking about BET. I'm talking about
Prodigy.
that D to add the EBT.
Rest in peace to Prodigy. You know it's Prodigy, Havoc, and Alphabet. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Prodigy, though. I just wanted to put that out there. All right, let's go. Back to it.
91 Dub C. Don't work, you don't eat. Cross streets where reality and hard times meet. Back in my youth, I was a wildcat. Put my ties in reverse and get some miles back. It's been a minute since a while back.
Put my tires in reverse and get some miles back. Like you going back to the future to get time back, but you can't get time back. But that was hard, my nigga. I got to go back. That was fire.
Knitting Factory tonight, let's go. I ain't thinking about BET. I'm talking about that D to add the EBT. 91 Dub C. Don't work, you don't eat. Cross streets where reality and hard times meet. Back in my youth, I was a wildcat. Put my tires in reverse and get some miles back. It's been a minute since a while back. Round of applause, blow the horns like miles back. That's God's work.
Throwing hundreds like they ones. They leaving monkeys just for fun.
My bad. Y'all see that? So what, man? It's real life. I'm not editing nothing. Let's go. My bad. Shit happens, nigga.
That is not in my hands, but I'm holding on cross streets where reality and hard times meet. Back in my youth, I was a wildcat. Put my tires in reverse and get some miles back. It's been a minute since a while back. Round of applause, blow the horns like miles back. That's God's work, that is not in my hands, but I'm holding on tight for a few of my fans. It's dedicated if the line is short, and if the line goes long, that was your support. There was a few times I wanted your...
It's dedicated if the line is short. If the line goes long, that's your support. Because fans get online and go see him at his shows. Thanks God for... Man, that was fire, my nigga. I gotta go back. Shut up, nigga.
Dub C, don't work, you don't eat. Cross streets where reality and hard times meet. Back in my youth, I was a wildcat. Put my tires in reverse and get some miles back. It's been a minute since a while back. Round of applause, blow the horns like miles back. That's God's work, that is not in my hands, but I'm holding on tight for a few of my fans. It's dedicated if the line is short, and if the line goes long, that was your support.
Thank you.
There was a few times I wanted your respect, but you tried to play me like some kind of a threat. The times I've been elusive ain't a lack of love, just an alley cat. I got a lack of trust. Hey, I went from slow flow to never the same flow. Cause doing part two's not the reason I came for. Until then, at the end of the rainbow, still the pot of gold about as real as a game show. I'm here to save the day and steal the game. It ain't a crime if you don't get caught. Go. I know names who move in the same. Staying out the way, we get away with a lot. Straight up, Jim Dean, EV, all my peoples in NYC, worldwide, let's go, yeah, yo, trooper, just below 40 with the wind chill, all my shorties getting spin like the windmills, weatherman, I'm been ill, the sky curse, fire verses I write for what the prize worth, potluck, one then I got stuck, fell then I got up, never went back down, never played the background, anxious more than patient, I attack now, don't get my way is when I act out.
Woo! Anxious more than patient is when I attack now, don't get in my way, that's when I act out. Come on, my nigga, I gotta go back.
Yeah, Yo, trooper, just below 40 with the wind chill. All my shorties getting spin like the windmills. Weatherman, I'm been ill, the sky curse. Fire verses I write for what the prize worth. Potluck, one then I got stuck. Fell then I got up. Never went back down, never played the background. Anxious more than patient, I attack now. Don't get my way is when I act out. Never waiting on the industry. Waiting on the tables till the tables turning into me. Go back, hands on the clock, call it.
Never waiting on the industry. I'm waiting on the table till the table turn into me. Oh, gotta go back, my nigga. That was fire,
Never
nigga.
went back down, never played the background. Anxious more than patient, I attack now. Don't get my way is when I act out. Never waiting on the industry. Waiting on the tables till the tables turning into me. Go back, hands on the clock, call it throwback. But only know dope and judge not if I know that. Go. Need is need, that ain't weak shit. But greed is greed, that's some weak shit. Yeah, I make a promise, I'ma keep it. Never take my kindness for a weakness. Yo, here to save the day and steal the game. It ain't a crime if you don't get caught. I know names who move in the same. Staying out the way, we get away with a lot. Live on Vevo. TV. What up, Knots? ALC, DJ Premier, Budgie, Sam I Am, John Wayne, Styles P, Rhapsody, what up? Twiz the Beat Pro, Rocka Iris Science, Slug from Atmosphere. All my motherfucking dogs live in the cut. Yeah. Check it out. So you heard that, man. Evidence live at Vevo. I'm Jason Rodriguez. Man, I'm excited about this conversation. Whether or not the new album, despite it being cold, I knew he was going to heat it up. See, whether or not, you get it? So Ev, how's your trip been, man? I know I got to see you the other night. You've been partaking in New York pretty well.
Yeah, that was awesome. We got to go to a dinner like an after Grammy thing or something. Yeah. There was a lot of cool people up in there.
It was good vibes in there.
Definitely.
Yeah, no, it was good. I'm glad I got to run into you beforehand and see you being relaxed.
I love New York, man, and this is one of the first times where I don't feel too frantic in the city. I always feel like when I land here, I don't quite know what to do. Like half my body wants to go in one direction, the other wants to go the other way. But my family's from New York. I've been here my whole life, coming back every summer. Brooklyn, and there's a part of me that just feels at home here.
Oh, that's right.
No, it's interesting. Just considering that, like, having a nice pace about yourself, and that reminds me of the album. Like the album, it feels very on brand for you, but there's a mood about it. I don't know. I know in previous interviews, I think you did a Baller Status interview. You kind of talked about how you started and stopped with the creation process.
Yeah, this record was different than a lot of my others, for sure.
How did it felt like life impacted this a little bit more than your previous work?
It did.
And that's the kind of the mood throughout it.
I think when we create, like, we want to get into a place where we can devote a certain period of time and be in a bubble and like not have anything disrupt that. So for an artist, I know why they go rent a house somewhere. I realize why they lock a studio out and don't tell anybody where they are, because you kind of remove yourself from everything else to really be creative, and it's adolescent. You know what I mean? Just to shut the world out and neglect other responsibilities. Yeah. That's what it takes sometimes to make a real record. And with this one, I started going through some life stuff where I couldn't find that time.
Pause it. My cat was over here doing something she shouldn't have been doing, so I had to get her off. But anyway, let's get back to the video. My bad. Just in case y'all wondering what the fuck I was just doing. You know what I mean? Just thought I'd break that down for y'all like a math problem. All right, now let's go.
I could get 6 months, or I could get 3 months, so it started coming in little windows and chunks. And which is not healthy, for creating a process, because you don't want to sit on your music too much. You don't want to second guess it. That's not good.
Right.
You want to trust what you do and let it fly. There is filters, but for the most part, you want to trust what you do. And when you have too much time to sit on music, you could really start going cuckoo. It's like an artist just painting, just standing right here looking at his art. He's never backing up. You know what I mean? And so with this one, I got a little cloudy about halfway through. But this is where having Alchemist and having Sadiq from Rhymesayers and having friends you trust, who will guide you. Trust me, dog, you're doing good. And this is fire. Don't second guess this. Take this one out, though. I don't like this one. Let's put these four together. And so that's why it says executive produced by Alchemist. Like, him and hip hop they both like sat and listened and was like, this is not the right sequence, you know, and like they really helped me with stuff. So
it's love, my G. Brooklyn love. You heard?
yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
It got in the way a little bit, so I got confused, but I think I pulled it together well at the end, and that's all that matters.
But it's interesting though, because from a creative level, I definitely understand that, like boxing out, so you can do that, and especially too, like you know, you'll feel like songs get stale because you're listening to them over and over again,
and you're not sharing them with anybody.
Right, exactly.
So you're not getting anything back, you know, and that's the part that gets tricky, is making your own music in a room like this, and then playing it, and then hitting save, putting it in a folder.
Right.
But you never get anything back from it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
yeah, but because of that though, it makes it feel more human. Like you're like for you and your history, and you know, obviously everybody who's checking out who knows you, like the like skill wise, it's always been there, and you know that's why I specifically want to say like the pen has always been poignant, but it feels like there's just more like human elements, just to the album.
That happened. So I've been dropping my guard more. I've been trying to be more transparent. The voice that's talking to you is trying to be the voice on the record now. I'm trying not to live so much in a rap character.
Right.
And that's going to humanize everything, whether I like it or not. So that's the consequence of doing that, is there's going to be more people. It's going to be a little more relatable. It's going to feel more human. And but you got to understand, I came up in an era where everybody was like a rap superhero.
Yep.
So to be the human thing is something I've had to learn. It's not something that was just taught to me right off the top. I said that I was guarded as an artist from the first day I started. I lowered my voice deep and tried to rap hardest. Like that's all I was trying to be down with older people as a young kid. I never wanted to be the best. I just wanted to be accepted because I was so young, hanging out with the bigger crowd, you know? And so now that I get older, I'm not really thinking about them anymore. Yeah. I'm starting to move into me.
Yep.
So it becomes a whether or not, it becomes a for better or for worse. It becomes a take it or leave it, right? And that's what I'm prepared for now. I'm not actively out there like trying to flag people down. I just want to build my movement the way I want to do it, and hopefully I find like-minded folks.
Owning audience.
Yeah. No, that's been incredible. You know, especially like for the like the culture of hip hop is still growing. It's growing a little bit, but it's still growing. And so you know, it's like you're finding that like as artists are going deeper into their own discographies, they're searching for new inspiration and new material, and you know I think it's only right, and I mean that's why I really like this project because of that for you.
Thank you.
And so I mean it's just amazing, and then you know just collaborating with friends over and over again, like Alchemist sound, you know his music sounds incredible on this. Crondon's verse on Bad Publicity is, my God, like it was incredible. Who else? Defari's on the project. Like it's great, man. Like
straight up, and like. With the Far Eye record and like John Wayne record and a lot of these Styles P record, they all did them at my crib, you know, and that's why all on the same microphone. Wasn't a lot of mailing things. I've done throughout my history. I've had budgets. I've been on a major label. I've been able to work with strangers and pay them to work with me. You know what I mean? But those days are so far over to me. I just don't have an interest. So I saw Styles P at Alchemist. I invited him over the next day. He came through. Rhapsody was staying at my staying right in my neighborhood because I hooked her and Ninth up with an Airbnb right there. So they were coming through all the time. Prices too. Makami, chilling with him in LA when he came to chill with Alchemist. Slug, you know, all this stuff. So this is the first album, even though I do have really credible names, it was a legit project, you know, in the sense that everybody there was just there. My solo career has followed this more. The Dilated stuff on the major label was a little different, where the label's like, maybe you get a feature, or maybe you work with this producer, or stuff like that. Yeah, that's how we work with Kanye West. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Yeah.
So this next song you're about to perform, Throw It All Away. I wanted to talk a little bit about that. This record, a lot of it's really interesting the way you started the album and ended the album. The Factory really sets the tone. Throw It All Away is another record that sets a tone. And then at the end, the last two tracks, Wonderful World and By My Side Too. And then they have a little bit of a different tone. Can you just tell me a little bit about the creation process? And like you mentioned it earlier, you alluded to it with like sequencing, but just how Throw It All Away fits into everything, you know, in the perspective of that record to the album.
So Throw It All Away was first, and then I had this record called The Factory, and I wasn't even planning on putting on the album. And Alchemist is like, if that doesn't go first, we're not friends. And so I put it first. So that's really the intro, just to set it off, like bang. But the album to me really starts to Throw It All Away.
Yeah.
That's the beginning. And the last two records are both produced by Budgie. Budgie is a dude from the UK who I met through Alchemist. Who's really dope, man. Great human and a really talented beatmaker. And
you know what I mean?
The sequence was going wrong in the first way when I was trying to look at it incorrectly. I was trying to keep guests separate. I was trying to keeps textures, tempos separate.
Mhm.
And then I figured it out at the end. I have 4 tracks by Alchemist. Why not put 2 Alchemist tracks together at the top? Throw it all the way into Powder Cocaine. Sonically, it fits. Why not put Sell Me This Pen into Love Is a Funny Thing? Both Alchemist tracks, sonically, it fits. Same thing with Budgie. He did 2 tracks, so I put those 2 back to back. And that's why there's a lot of cohesiveness happening in the record now, whereas before it was Knots, Premier, Alchemist, me, Alchemist, Alchemist, me, something. So I figured it out. So I put Budgie's 2 beats together, and I think that's why they have a cohesive sound. Sonically, they're made out of the same computer. Wonderful World was me and Rocka, and I have to put Rocka on my album.
Yeah.
Dilated People is everything to me.
Okay.
So to put him there just signifies that once again. And then the last song I had to venture in, which is a really tough record for me to make, And so yeah, I'm on the end of my first solo album, The Weatherman. I did a song called I Still Love You. When my mom passed, I did that record, and
Moment of silence.
yeah, it was just
a moment of silence for your moms, my G. Rest in peace to your moms, homeboy. You heard? Get a lighter for that, man. Bow your heads, nigga. Moment of silence, nigga. All right. Let's go. Right back.
a really hard record. Something I never really listened to, never performed, but I had to put it there. And this time coming around, I'm dealing with life again in the sense that I didn't realize that me putting this song on this album is going to make me have to talk about it in every interview, but for y'all and, the right things, I will. But, I had a son, and I went from the highest high of my life to him trying to breastfeed his mom and then and finding breast cancer in that, and so I just went from here to here while I'm trying to make this fucking album, right? So it was just a lot of these songs, if you throw it all away, man, I said, no son, but I'll father this verse.
Right.
I wrote that before she was even pregnant, G.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's some of this album has been sitting through the duration of my fight. You know what I mean? And her fight. So that's why people need to understand is like, an artist like me, all we want to do is create, and all we want to do is be out there. But, we're getting older, and now life is starting to show up a little bit, and we're not, and bills and things. And so, this is why I think a lot of artists, my contemporaries, start to fall off. Not because they can't rhyme.
Right.
Just life's getting in the way. They don't have time to devote as much as somebody else. They can't go to Europe for free for a month like somebody who's never been out of the country who's just dying to do that, who's 18, So that 18-year-old is just going to swipe up and take their spot. You know what I mean? And so, I just want everybody to know it's like, this is all I really do. I wake up, I make beats, I smoke my weed. If the beat's good enough, I'll start writing. I go to Alchemist, all like-minded creative people. There's not a day I'm not bumping into an Earl or a Knowledge or a Budgie or Sam or Defari or Damo or any of these people. I'm around so much dope shit, So trust, this is where I want to be more than anything else. But this is life.
Yeah. Well, listen, my brother, I'm happy you're here, and I'll tell you with this album, whether or not, man, at the beginning I was nodding my head. By the end, man, my heart was pounding, man.
Thank
Beautiful,
you, man.
beautiful project.
It means a lot.
Let's get into it, man. Throw it all away.
Let's do it. Check the video too. Special video directed by Steven Vanasco. We on. Let's go. Yeah, I got some money, I'ma blow it all today. They say, Michael, don't throw it all away. My reply was, there's more on the way. When I said it, I was walking in the rain. I did a show in Chicago on the 1st. Now I'm back in LA, like Chicago went first. No son, but I father this verse. It's all I'm probably worth. And I'm from sunny CA to rain on all of this earth. Rainy terrain, receive the God-sent messages. Who know the answer, but dance around what the question is. It's back to who's on first. It's my dog, it's his tail, it's the chase, it's the search. It's the ignorance that causes all the bliss and all around me. It's dealing with realities like drawing out your boundaries. And I refuse to be referred as less than a creative. So catch me when I'm live in town as I've been demonstrating that I can find my greatness in the waking of my absence and absolutely kill it. They dealing out these bad hands. The player plays what a player's dealt. He carries baggage like conveyor belts and never fucking saves his wealth. I got some money, I'ma blow it all today. They say, Michael, don't throw it all away. And my reply was, there's more on the way.
When I said it, I was walking in the rain. I write to alchemists cause others don't inspire me. I got my people and they got my back entirely.
Okay.
I kill with iris science on the side of me. By myself, I lay him out and iron out the irony. What a long, winding road it's been, with no sign of slowing up around its turns and bends. How many have friends that ain't foes within? Dirty laundry in the wash, but them clothes don't spin. I mean, really, I kill 2 birds with 1 bullet. The target's when I line it up, the trigger's when I pull it out the gate. A bit late, but
that's
the chance
fire,
is
my
back.
nigga.
Throw it all away. And my reply was, there's more on the way. When I said it, I was walking in the rain. I write to alchemists cause others don't inspire me. I got my people and they got my back entirely. I kill with iris science on the side of me. By myself, I lay him out and iron out the irony. What a long, winding road it's been, with no sign of slowing up around its turns and bends. How many have friends that ain't foes within? Dirty laundry in the wash, but them clothes don't spin. I mean, really, I kill 2 birds with 1 bullet. The target's when I line it up, the trigger's when I pull it out the gate. A bit late, but the champ is back. I need a third hand to wear my rings and hold plaques. I hit the track like the runners knew. Hands high like a stick up, killer Michael running jewels, it's true.
I hate the track like the runners knew. Cause if you knew running, you get oh my nigga, that was fire, my nigga.
I slanted.
Shut up, I'm going back a little bit. Get mad.
The target's when I line it up, the trigger's when I pull it out the gate. A bit late, but the champ is back. I need a third hand to wear my rings and hold plaques. I hit the track like the runners knew. Hands high like a stick up, killer Michael running jewels, it's true. The eye slanted, my fam rock the planet. Don't take fans for granted like the money is due. I got some money, I'ma blow it all today. They say, Michael, don't throw it all away. And my reply was, there's more on the way. When I said it, I was walking in the rain. I got some money, I'ma blow it all today. They say, Michael, don't throw it all away. And my reply was, there's more on the way. When I said it, I was walking in the rain. Yeah.
Walking in the rain.
When I said it, I was walking in the rain. Vevo Live, TV. Whether or not.
What's the name of the album? Whether or not? What's the name of that track?
Hey, you heard the man Evidence. Whether or not, new album available on all streaming platforms.
All right,
all my
Evidence.
New Yorkers, get out in them streets and check
That's
them out
it.
at Living Factory. Evidence, my brother, thank you. Thank you for being here.
I'm off the soundtrack, off to BK. Let's go.
All right, he
All
got to
right.
do it, man. The money
Off to
don't
them
stop, so the
tails.
beat keeps going.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
Jason
I get
Rodriguez.
you, my
This
nigga.
is Evidence live at Vevo.
Thank y'all.
Much love, my G. Much love, my nigga. Dope track, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this reaction. Jesse, this is for you. Nothing but love and respect. All right? All right. That's about it. 4 minus 3, 1, and I'm out of here. Yeah, have a good night. All right, I'm gone. You know what's up. Yeah, you know what's up, man.
She fell in love with me cuz, or cause she think I'm the plug. Throwing hundreds like they ones, hitting Neiman Marcus just for fun. I got a gun in the club, I feed a nigga slugs. Get tipsy high off the mud, the fuck you niggas thought this was? She fell in love with me cuz, or cause she think I'm the plug. Throwing hundreds like they ones, hitting Neiman Marcus just for fun. I got a gun in the club, I feed a nigga slugs. Get tipsy high off the mud, the fuck you niggas thought this was?